What's up, YouTube? My name is John. This is a new channel I'm kicking off. It's archery driven. It's everything is all archery, baby. That's all we do. Bows and bows and more bows. So the first video, what I want to talk about is how everyone is all pushing people to get away from index triggers and trying to pull through their shot and watch their pin float and make perfect execution and get your stance right and all this business. Well, when we're in the woods, our stance is going to be wherever we're standing when that deer pops out. Our stance is going to be in a tree stand. We might be spun around like this. We might be spun over here like this. I don't know about y'all, but I carry little stands because big stands are heavy, right? Nobody wants to carry that heavy stand. So basically, it's my opinion that archery is one thing. It's repeatability. Whatever you do the best, not whatever these other guys do. It's whatever you do the best, whatever is the easiest for you, whatever you don't have to think about. If you have to think, you just screwed up. The very minute you stop in your shot and you think, you just screwed up. You just pulled left, you pulled right, you shot low, you tried to pull it up and pop the trigger. You don't want to think. You want to shoot. You want to shoot the way you shoot the best. You want to pull that bow back, put your pin on that target, squeeze your trigger, have a good follow through, have all that stuff. What I do is I shoot all summer. I shoot hinges. I got 1, 2, just 3 hinges right here that I shoot every day. Thumb buttons. I shoot them every day. In the middle of season, if I need to do some practicing, I don't want to get too far away from my finger, my index, I shoot this. This thing is amazing. This thing, you can hook it on there, you can pull it back, it's not going to fire. And then you can put your fingers on here and you can pull and shoot just like you're shooting a regular index finger. However, it allows you to hold that pin and steady it as you pull through in your shot, right? It helps you to get your form. It helps you to realize in your head, I can't punch the trigger. That's all I hear people talking about. I see people tapping you on the hat like this, hey shoot, hey shoot, hey shoot. Nobody's doing that to you when you're in the deer stand. If there is, you need to push them out of the tree. You don't belong there. You need a new cameraman. You need something. That's nonsense, right? All that's great for target archery. When you're standing there, everything's perfect. If it's a little windy, you let down. If the sun's over your sight, you put up an umbrella. Whatever. That's not bow hunting. Bow hunting is whatever the situation is, when that deer pops out and you decide that's the deer you want to shoot and you get ready to shoot that deer. What I think should happen is, and this has worked for me for years, and this has worked for all my friends, all the people I've helped learn to shoot, all the people I've helped go hunting and kill their first deer. I get them first with a thumb button, right? Reason why is because you can get your arrow in there, you can load it up, you can do all the stuff you're supposed to do, just like the professionals. You can draw your bow back, you can look at your stance, you can get your anchor point, you can bend at the waist, you can apply your thumb, you can pull till it fires. Perfect follow through. Every single time you're standing in the front yard shooting at a target, every single time. You can do the same thing with a hinge, right? That's how you build good habits. That's how you build good shooting form. In the front yard shooting at a target, right? Same thing. Draw back, get your anchor. If you're like me and you shoot a clicker, find your click, get your float, make your shot. But when you go hunting, or when I go hunting, I use the spot hog. Reason why? If that deer's not acting right, if he's not standing still, if he's not in the open and he's sneaking through a thicket and I see a hole right there and I need to shoot right then, bam, I shot right then, I got it. Another thing I would like to talk about for hinges, thumb buttons, and index fingers is take all your favorite releases that you've been shooting with all summer, the ones that you've been shooting the best. Shoot you a 3, 4, 5 group, whatever you're good at. 3 or 4 with this, 3 or 4 with this, 3 or 4 with this. Go down there, measure your misses. Don't measure your hits. Who cares? You hit one in the dead center bullseye out of 4 if the other is like this, right? Measure your miss. What you want is no more than a 3-inch left and right, no more than a 3-inch down. You never want to miss high. Miss high, way by. That deer's gone, right? You want to make sure if you miss, it's low. Every time. If you miss low, 9 times out of 10, you're still going to kill that deer. I don't care if it's a 400-pound deer in Iowa living on corn chops, or if it's a 50-pound deer here in Arkansas. I'd like to have a 50-pound deer. If it's a 50-pound deer here in Arkansas that's as squirrely as a rat in a I don't know, a drunk rat, whatever. They can drop just like that. Doesn't matter how close you are, how far away you are, the deer is going to drop. If he's 20 yards or closer, he's going to hear your bow. Bam! He's dropping. He's going to drop. If you're shooting 80 yards, he's not going to hear your bow, but when that arrow gets about 30 yards from him, he's going to hear that fletching. Bam! He's going to drop. Right? So if you're missing consistently 2 inches low, you're in the money. As a matter of fact, I would recommend when you sight your bow in, sight it in to shoot about 1.5 inches low. That way when you're up in the tree and you get excited because that big old buck, or for me, that little buck, I don't care. I'm a killer. I'm a deer killer. I'm not a big rack hunter. I hunt deer with horns. He comes in, I get excited, and I forget to aim for the exit, and I shoot a little high. If I'm 1.5 inches low, every time I got him. It works every single time. That's what I would do. That's what I recommend. Another thing is I have these target sights. This is what I shoot in the summer when I'm practicing, because I want to get pinpoint accuracy. I want to make sure that I can hold my pin right where I want it, execute my shot, and hit my mark consistently, time after time after time after time. When it's time to go hunting, 5-pin slider. If you don't want a slider, just a 5-pin, 4-pin, 3-pin, 20, 30, and 40. That's what I recommend. Reason why is when a deer comes in, they're not standing still. I've had persimmons fall out of a tree. I'd be drawn back on the deer, ready to make my shot at 15 yards. A persimmon fall out of the tree. That deer's gone after 25, just like that. He stops. I can still shoot, but I ain't gonna let down and do all this, because he's looking now. What was that? What fell out of that tree? Squirrels. I've had squirrels jump in the tree, bust them out of there 20, 30 yards. I want my pins at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. If that deer moves, I've already sat in that tree and I've ranged everything. I know how far everything is. If he jumps and he moves, if he comes in there, he's after a doe, he's over here, that doe won't be still. He's just all around the place. Whatever tree he's by that I range, I move to that pin, I let the arrow eat, baby. Double lung. That's what it's all about. Thanks, guys.